Surgeons warn seniors, avoid these 10 exercises that can damage your joints. I'm about to reveal something that might shock you, especially if you've been following popular senior fitness programs or YouTube workout videos. But as someone who's worked with over 300 patients in the past 15 years, and watched too many of them end up in surgery that could have been prevented, I can't stay quiet anymore. The exercises I'm talking about are ones that almost every fitness trainer, every senior center, and every well-meaning physical therapist recommends. They're considered safe, they're easy to do at home, and millions of people over 60 are doing them right now thinking they're helping their bodies. But here's the truth. These 10 movements are sending more seniors to orthopedic surgeons than anything else. And the worst part? The damage they cause is often irreversible. Let me take you back to 6 months ago. A woman named Margaret came into my training facility. She was 68 years old, active, trying to do everything right for her health. She'd been following a popular senior fitness program she found online. Every morning for 8 months, she diligently did her exercises. Then one day she felt a sharp pain in her knee during what she thought was a harmless leg exercise. She thought she'd just overdone it, so she rested for a few days. But the pain didn't go away. It got worse. When she finally went to see an orthopedic surgeon, the news was devastating. She had severe damage to her meniscus and significant deterioration of the cartilage in her knee. The surgeon pulled out a list and said, "I need to know which of these exercises you've been doing." Margaret recognized 7 of them from her daily routine. The surgeon shook his head and said, "I see this almost every week. People over 60 destroying their joints with exercises they think are keeping them healthy." That conversation changed everything for me. I reached out to that surgeon and 4 others in our area. I asked them to share with me the exercises they see causing the most damage in patients over 60. What they told me was eye-opening. There's a clear pattern of specific movements that are systematically destroying joints in older adults. And today I'm going to walk you through all 10 of them, explain exactly why they're dangerous, and show you the safe alternatives that will actually make you stronger without the risk. But first, you need to understand what's happening inside your joints after 60. Your cartilage has naturally thinned over the decades. Your joint fluid has decreased. Your ligaments are less elastic. Your recovery takes longer. This isn't weakness, this is biology. And it means your body doesn't respond to certain movements the same way it did when you were 30. What was safe at 35 can be destructive at 65. The fitness industry doesn't want to acknowledge this because it complicates their one-size-fits-all program. Here's what really frustrates me. Most of the damage is completely preventable. You can build strength, improve balance, and stay active without doing a single one of these dangerous exercises. But you have to know which ones to avoid and why. So let's get into it. Dangerous exercise number 1, deep squats below 90 degrees. This is the most common joint destroyer I see. When you lower down past 90 degrees, the force on your kneecap can be up to 8 times your body weight. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's 1,200 pounds of force crushing your kneecap against your femur. Every repetition is grinding away cartilage that your body cannot regenerate. Once it's gone forever. The safe alternative? Partial squats to exactly 90 degrees or slightly above. You get all the leg strengthening benefits without the destructive joint forces. Dangerous exercise number 2, full range lunges where your knee touches the ground. These create similar problems as deep squats, but add a twisting force on the knee that's even worse. As your back knee drops to the floor, your front knee often shoots forward past your toes, creating massive shearing forces on the joint. I've seen multiple meniscus tears directly caused by this movement. The safe alternative? Step-ups on a low platform, 4 to 6 inches high. This builds the same single leg strength without any harmful joint stress. Dangerous exercise number 3, sit-ups or full crunches. You might be thinking, wait, this is an ab exercise. How does it damage joints? It destroys your spine. Every time you flex your spine forward repeatedly under load, you're compressing the discs between your vertebrae. After 60, those discs have less fluid, less cushioning. The repetitive flexion creates bulging discs, herniated discs, and chronic lower back pain. The safe alternative? Planks or standing core exercises where your spine stays neutral. You build stronger abs without any spinal compression. Dangerous exercise number 4, behind the neck shoulder presses. This exercise forces your shoulder into extreme external rotation under load. Most people over 60 have some degree of rotator cuff wear or impingement. This movement accelerates that damage. I've seen it cause complete rotator cuff tears that required surgery. The safe alternative? Front shoulder presses or lateral raises. These work the same muscles without putting your shoulder in a compromised position. Dangerous exercise number 5, leg extensions on a machine. This seems like it should be safe, right? You're sitting down, there's back support, the movement is controlled. Wrong. Leg extensions create an isolated force on your knee joint that never happens in real life. Your quads pull on your kneecap with nothing to counter that force. This causes patellar tracking issues and cartilage damage. The safe alternative? Seated leg presses with resistance bands. These work your quads while engaging your hamstrings as stabilizers, just like natural movement patterns. Dangerous exercise number 6. High-impact aerobics or jumping exercises. Burpees, jumping jacks, box jumps. Any exercise where both feet leave the ground creates impact forces of 3 to 5 times your body weight. Your knees, hips, and spine absorb this shock. One jump might be fine, but 20 jumps, 3 times a week, for months? That's accumulated trauma that leads to arthritis, stress fractures, and joint degeneration. The safe alternative? Low-impact cardio like cycling, swimming, or brisk walking. You get the cardiovascular benefits without beating up your joints. Dangerous exercise number 7. Upright rows. This exercise forces your shoulders into internal rotation while pulling weight upward. It's a setup for shoulder impingement, where the tendons in your rotator cuff get pinched between bones. Over time, this causes inflammation, tendinitis, and tears. The safe alternative? Face pulls with a resistance band. These strengthen the same muscles while promoting healthy shoulder mechanics. Dangerous exercise number 8. Lying leg raises with both legs. This seems innocent, but it creates massive stress on your lower back. When you lift both legs simultaneously while lying flat, your hip flexors pull on your lumbar spine. If your core isn't strong enough to stabilize, which it often isn't after 60, your lower back arches off the ground. This compression leads to disc problems and chronic pain. The safe alternative? Single leg raises or reverse crunches with knees bent. These work your lower abs without the back stress. Dangerous exercise number 9. Loaded spinal twists. Any exercise where you're rotating your spine while holding weight is asking for trouble. Your discs don't rotate well under load. The combination of rotation and compression creates shearing forces that damage disc structure. This includes Russian twists, wood choppers with heavy weights, or any rotational movement with resistance. The safe alternative? Pallof presses or standing rotational movements without load. These strengthen your core's ability to resist rotation, which is actually more functional. Dangerous exercise number 10. Full-range military push-ups on the floor. The issue here is the depth and the angle. When you lower all the way down until your chest touches the floor, especially if your form breaks down, you're putting excessive stress on your shoulder joints and straining your rotator cuff. Many people over 60 don't have the shoulder mobility to do this safely anymore. The safe alternative? Incline push-ups against a wall or countertop. These work the same muscles with a modified range that's appropriate for your current shoulder health. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but I've been doing some of these exercises for years, and I feel fine. That's exactly what I said 8 years ago. I was 58 years old, doing heavy squats and lunges multiple times per week. I felt strong, I was getting results, and I ignored the occasional twinges in my knees. Then one day, my knee just buckled during a routine workout. The MRI showed a torn meniscus and moderate arthritis. The orthopedic surgeon told me I'd probably need a knee replacement within 5 years if I kept training the way I was training. That was my wake-up call. Here's what you need to understand. Joint damage is progressive and cumulative. You don't feel cartilage deteriorating because cartilage doesn't have nerve endings. By the time pain shows up, significant damage has already occurred. The pain isn't the problem, it's the symptom of damage that's been building for months or years. Let me tell you about another client, Robert, who came to me after his physical therapist had him doing 4 of these dangerous exercises as part of his knee rehab: deep squats, leg extensions, jumping exercises, and loaded twists. The PT insisted these were strengthening his legs and core. After 6 weeks, Robert's knee was worse, not better. When I watched him do the movements, I immediately saw the problem. Every single exercise was accelerating his joint deterioration, not helping it. We immediately stopped all 4 exercises. We replaced them with joint-friendly alternatives: partial range box squats, resistance band leg presses, low-impact cardio, and isometric core work. Within 2 weeks, his pain started decreasing. Within 6 weeks, his knee felt better than it had in months, and his strength actually improved more than it had with the dangerous exercises because he could train consistently without aggravating his joints. This is the pattern I've seen over and over. Someone starts with good intentions, follows a program that promises results, and unknowingly damages their joints because the exercises aren't appropriate for their age. The fitness industry doesn't want to talk about this because it complicates their marketing. It's easier to sell one universal program than to acknowledge that what works for a 30-year-old can destroy a 65-year-old. I've had conversations with 5 different orthopedic surgeons now, and they're all saying the same thing. They're frustrated. They see preventable joint damage every single day. Seniors coming in with cartilage that's been ground down, meniscus tears from excessive range of motion, rotator cuff damage from inappropriate exercises. And when they tell patients to stop doing these movements, the patients often push back because their trainer or YouTube program told them these exercises are essential. Here's what I need you to understand. You can be strong at 70, 80, even 90. You can have great balance, good mobility, and independence. But not if you destroy your joints in your 60s doing exercises that were never appropriate for your body's current state. The solution isn't to stop exercising. The solution is to exercise smarter, with movements that build strength through safe ranges of motion while respecting your joint health. Every single one of these 10 dangerous exercises has a safe alternative that works the same muscles without the risk. You don't lose anything by making these modifications except the joint pain and the eventual surgery. Your ego might take a small hit when you stop doing the impressive-looking exercises and switch to simpler movements, but your body will thank you for the next 20 or 30 years. Here's my recommendation. Look at your current exercise routine. If you're doing any of these 10 exercises, stop them today. Replace them with the alternatives I mentioned. If your trainer or program insists you need to do the dangerous versions for the exercise to be effective, find a different trainer or program. Anyone who can't modify exercises for joint safety doesn't understand training for aging bodies. Focus on building strength through safe ranges of motion. Use resistance that challenges you without compromising form. Prioritize control and perfect technique over weight or repetitions. Listen to your body. Any exercise that causes joint pain during or after is telling you something. Don't push through it. That's not toughness. That's stupidity. And most importantly, think long-term. Every workout should leave you feeling stronger and healthier, not beaten up and sore in your joints. I've seen both paths forward. I've seen people who modified their training intelligently, respected their joints, and stayed active and pain-free into their late 80s. And I've seen people who insisted on doing exercises that were inappropriate for their age and ended up with chronic pain, limited mobility, and eventually surgery that could have been prevented. The difference wasn't genetics or luck. It was knowledge and smart choices. You now have that knowledge. You know which 10 exercises are dangerous and why. You know what to do instead. The choice is yours, but make it an informed choice based on protecting your long-term joint health, not on what some fitness influencer says everyone should be doing. What exercises from this list are you currently doing? Be honest in the comments below. And more importantly, are you experiencing any joint discomfort that you've been ignoring or pushing through? Let me know. And if you want a complete joint-friendly workout program designed specifically for people over 60, with every exercise demonstrated and modified for safety, make sure you're subscribed, because that's exactly what I'm releasing next week. No dangerous movements, just proven exercises that build real strength without any joint risk. Plus, I'll show you the exact warm-up routine that prevents 90% of workout injuries in older adults. You definitely don't want to miss that.